Elon Musk, he needs no introduction, just wrapped up speaking at the Morgan Stanley conference. Joining us with the latest is Bloomberg's Ed Ludlow. And we bring this up, Ed, because he's talking about Twitter and sharing some financial detail.
Yeah, this was kind of billed as the first real opportunity for Musk to speak directly to investors on behalf of the private entity that is Twitter. So he confirmed that the annual debt burden or servicing the debt is $1.5 billion annually. When he bought Twitter, he's already talked about this stat, but he was saying cash burn was at a rate of $3 billion and that they only had $1 billion in the bank. Because of the actions he's taken, sort of severely reducing headcount, they now could hit cash flow break-even as soon as the second quarter. And he says that Twitter actually has a shot at positive cash flow in the second quarter as well. He's talking about how on an EBITDA basis, this is a profitable company. There's just a really big emphasis on the D in EBITDA.
Yeah, absolutely. Did he give you any sense here about current valuations here, particularly relative to the original price tag?
No, and it's an area that I think a lot of us who were on the Top Live blog tracking this were screaming out for, right? He didn't really address any of the origin of why he bought this platform, other than to say his motivation was protecting freedom of speech or the deal that was done. You know, he's speaking at this Morgan Stanley conference, right? He's on stage with Michael Grimes, who's the global tech investment banking head. You'd think that he's kind of trying to explain a little bit of the valuation or maybe even package up this debt and put it in the shop window, but we didn't get anything like that.
And of course, he did trumpet how wonderful an opportunity Twitter could be if it really turns everything that it has and monetizes everything. There's one number in particular he really wants everyone to focus on.
Yeah, so basically, Twitter has around 250 million monthly active users, he said. But he says, don't look at that stat. Forget the traditional metrics of social media platforms. He wants us to look at user hours. And he says that Twitter has 130 million daily user hours. In other words, that's the amount of time that all of its users are spent scrolling on their phone or on the desktop application. And he says, even though Twitter might have a fraction of the likes of Facebook, for example, actually its user base is much more engaged, and that provides value to advertisers. Thought it was really interesting. He name-checked WPP and Publicis in kind of working with Twitter to get them back on track, but also key advertisers like Disney and Apple, and actually said thank you for sticking with us throughout this period.